Today we will be dealing with brain tumor. So a brain tumor is a localized intracranial lesion that occupies space within the skull. Tumors usually grow as a spherical masses but may also grow diffusely as well as infiltrate to the tissues. So what all may be the causes as well as risk factor? As we have studied in all cases, unknown cause. Most of the cases it is unknown cause. Sometimes genetical changes or heredity or family history, ionizing radiation, electromagnetic fields, environmental hazards, any injury, immunosuppression, or male gender, advanced age, increased use of phone, as well as use of hair dyes. So these are the causes. How these causes leads to brain tumor? Exact pathophysiology is still unknown, but we can say that this continuous exposure to these causes can lead to changes in the structure and function of the cell, mutation of the respective genes. Either proto-oncogene will be converted to oncogenes and abnormal cells will be producing. Similarly, tumor suppressor gene will be suppressed. The action of the tumor suppressor gene will be lost and unable to control the growth of cells. So that is the causes as well as patho underlining. There are some types: primary as well as secondary brain tumors, malignant as well as benign, intradural and extradural, or the tumors according to the area from which they arise. So these are the common types of tumor. So coming to the types, intracerebral tumor. In that, major type is gliomas. So gliomas are most common type of brain tumor. In that, there are some types of cancers based on the cells affected: astrocytomas, glioblastoma multiforme, oligodendrocytoma, ependymoma, medulloblastoma. And second type of tumors are tumors arising from supporting structures: meningiomas, neuromas, as well as pituitary adenomas. And third classification, developmental tumors: angiomas, dermoid, epidermoid, pteroma, craniopharyngioma. And last one, metastatic lesions. So there are so many different types of tumors. And one by one, first category is intracerebral tumors. In that, gliomas. So gliomas are type of tumors which starts in the glial cells. So there are so many glial cells: Schwann cells, oligodendrocyte cells, microglial cells, ependymal cells, as well as astrocytes. So if these cells are been affected, it is termed as gliomas. Main category is glioma. Exact category is intracerebral tumors. Intracerebral tumors. So one by one, astrocytoma, from the name itself, here astrocytes are being affected. So they originate from star-shaped brain cells in the cerebrum called astrocytes. It does not usually spread outside the brain as well as spinal cord. So it's commonly a benign one. Glioblastoma multiforme originate from primitive stem cells. So stem cells have been affected, mainly glioblast. And this is highly malignant as well as invasive. Oligodendrocytoma, mainly oligodendrocytes are being affected. That is a benign cancer. Ependymoma, mainly ependymal epithelium is being affected. It is benign, but sometimes it can be converted to malignant. And last one, medulloblastoma. This originates from neuroectodermal cells. This is highly malignant as well as invasive. So here, commonly speaking, only two cancers will be benign: astrocytomas as well as oligodendrocytomas. But we cannot stick to it. In some cases, these cancers can act as malignant one also. Okay, second heading, tumors arising from supporting structures. Meningioma, from the name itself, arises from the meninges. It can be either benign or malignant. The other one is neuromas. There are other types of neuromas like acoustic neuroma as well as schwannoma. I think that you have studied acoustic neuroma or schwannoma in second year. ear, while you study ear. Originate from cells that form myelin sheet around the nerves. Usually benign, easy to do the surgery, but sometimes by doing the surgery, the patient can lose the hearing ability. Pituitary adenomas originates from pituitary gland, which is benign always. So these are the tumors which is arising from supporting structures, meningiomas, neuromas, as well as pituitary adenomas. And next, developmental tumors like angiomas as well as other tumors. Angiomas, you have already studied before, originates from the blood vessels. Here, brain has been affected, so blood vessels of the brain has been affected. It's rare as well as benign. Other rare types are dermoid, epidermoid, teratoma, craniopharyngioma. So these are the rare types of cyst or tumors. Finally, secondary tumors, metastatic tumors. So these are the main classification of tumors. Coming to the pathophysiology, pathophysiology is like general pathophysiology. Due to these causes, irritation as well as if the cause is chronic, there will be continuous irritation of the cell as well as damage of the cell. So this continuous irritation can morphologically change the structures of the cell. Mutation will occur and it will lead to reversible changes in the DNA. That will lead to inactivation of the tumor suppressor genes as well as activation of the oncogene. That means conversion of proto-oncogenes to oncogenes. So it will lead to uncontrolled cell division as well as decreased apoptosis. Decreased apoptosis means programmed cell death is decreased. So the cell death rate will be decreased. The unwanted cell will not die. It will go on multiplication. It will lead to hyperplasia of the cells. So what happens when there is hyperplasia? We know that the brain is secured in the cranium, and the cranium is not able to expand. So whatever things inside the brain, if it is increasing, it will increase the intracranial pressure. For example, the brain consists of mainly the blood vessels, the cell, as well as uh, the fluid, intracranial fluid, CSF. Any three of this will increase. It will leads to it will increase the pressure inside the cranium. So Monroe-Kello hypothesis. So you know that Monroe-Kello hypothesis. You might be studied in second year while you dealing with intracranial pressure, increased intracranial pressure. Okay, so a brain tumor is a localized intracranial lesion that occupies the space within the skull. So it can grow diffusely as well as infiltrate the tissues. Following events can occur like increased intracranial pressure and cerebral edema, seizure activity as well as focal neurological signs, hydrocephalus as well as altered pituitary function. Not just pituitary function, all the functions of the brain can be affected. So that is about the pathophysiology. Clinical features we will deal in next video.